In a small town near a quiet river, there lived a young boy named Adam. Adam was 18 years old. He lived with his mother in a simple house made of old bricks. The roof was weak, and the walls had many cracks, but it was home. Adam's father had died many years ago, and since then, life had not been easy. His mother worked as a cleaner in nearby houses, and Adam helped her whenever he could. Every morning, Adam woke up before sunrise. He listened to the birds outside his window and watched the soft light come into the room. He liked mornings because they gave him hope. Adam had a big dream in his heart. He wanted to learn English. He believed that English could change his life. He did not know exactly how, but he felt it deeply. In Adam's town, there was a small school. The building was old, and the paint was fading. Most children stopped going to school early because they needed to work. Adam was one of the few who continued. He walked to school every day with his books in a small bag. His shoes were old, but his steps were strong. Adam's English teacher was Mr. Harris. He was a kind man with gentle eyes. He spoke slowly and clearly. When Adam listened to him, he felt calm and happy. English words sounded new and beautiful to him. Sometimes, Adam could not understand everything, but he never stopped listening. After school, Adam worked at a tea shop. The shop was small and always busy. People came to drink tea, talk, and laugh. Adam cleaned tables and washed cups. Sometimes, travelers from other cities came to the shop. They spoke English. Adam listened carefully, even when they did not talk to him. He tried to understand their words. He repeated them silently in his mind. At night, Adam studied English by a small lamp. The light was weak, but his focus was strong. He had one old English book. Some pages were torn, but he loved that book. He read the same stories again and again. Each time, he understood a little more. When he learned a new word, he smiled. His mother often watched him quietly. She was tired after a long day of work, but seeing Adam study made her heart warm. She did not know English, but she knew her son was working hard. One night, she said, "Adam, why do you study so much?" Adam looked at her and answered softly, "Because I want a better life. I want to help you. I want to speak to the world." His mother's eyes filled with tears. She touched his head and said, "I believe in you." One day, something special happened. A man from the city came to the school. He was looking for young people to work at a hotel as helpers. The hotel needed workers who could understand basic English. When Adam heard this, his heart started beating fast. This was his chance. The man spoke to the students in simple English. Adam listened carefully. He understood many words. When the man asked questions, Adam raised his hand. His voice was low, but clear. He answered in English. It was not perfect, but it was honest. The man smiled and said, "Good. You try. That is important." A week later, Adam got the news. He was selected for the job. When he told his mother, she hugged him tightly. They both cried, but these were happy tears. Adam moved to the city. It was big and loud. There were tall buildings, bright lights, and many people. At the hotel, Adam felt nervous on the first day. People spoke English all around him. Sometimes he felt scared, but he remembered his dream. He worked hard. He listened more than he spoke. Every day, he learned new words. Some guests were kind and spoke slowly to him. When they smiled, Adam felt proud. At night, he still studied. He still read his old book. Now, English was not just a dream. It was part of his life. Months passed, and Adam became more confident. His English improved. He sent money home to his mother. He called her and spoke a few English words proudly. She laughed and said, "My son speaks English now." Adam often thought about his small town. He remembered the river, the school, and the tea shop. He knew his journey was not finished, but he had taken the first step. Adam learned that big dreams can start in small places. With patience, hard work, and belief, even a quiet boy from a small town can speak to the world. The sun was just rising when Sarah opened her eyes. She lived in a small village where mornings were quiet and peaceful. The air was cool, and the sky slowly changed from dark blue to soft orange. Sarah was 19 years old and lived with her father and younger brother in a small house made of mud and wood. Life was simple, but it was not easy. Sarah's mother had passed away when she was very young. Since then, Sarah had taken care of the house. She cooked, cleaned, and helped her brother with his schoolwork. Her father worked in the fields all day. He was a hard-working man, but his income was small. Still, he always believed in honesty and education. Sarah had a dream that she kept deep in her heart. She wanted to learn English. She believed English was the key to a new life. She had seen people in nearby towns who spoke English. They worked in offices, hotels, and schools. They looked confident and respected. Sarah wanted that life, not only for herself but also for her family. There was a government school near the village. Sarah walked there every day. The road was long and dusty, but she never complained. She loved learning. Her favorite subject was English. When she heard English words, her heart felt light. The language sounded strong and beautiful to her. Her English teacher was a woman named Mrs. Allen. She spoke kindly and encouraged her students to speak without fear. Many students were shy, but Sarah always tried. Sometimes she made mistakes, and her classmates laughed. At first, it hurt her feelings, but she did not stop. She believed mistakes were part of learning. After school, Sarah helped her father in the fields. The sun was hot, and her hands became rough. While working, she often repeated English words in her mind. She practiced sentences silently. Learning never stopped for her. At home, Sarah studied at night by a small candle. There was no electricity in the village. The candle light was weak, and sometimes the wind blew it out. Still, Sarah continued. She had 2 English books. One was a grammar book, and the other was a storybook. She loved the storybook the most. Through stories, she felt connected to a bigger world. Her brother often watched her study. One night, he asked, "Sister, why do you work so hard?" Sarah smiled and said, "Because I want to change our life. I want you to have a better future." Her brother nodded. He did not fully understand, but he trusted her. One day, an announcement was made at school. A free English course was starting in the nearby town. The best students could join. Sarah's heart filled with hope. She worked even harder. She practiced speaking every day. When the test came, she felt nervous, but she stayed calm. A week later, the results were announced. Sarah's name was on the list. She could not believe her eyes. Tears of happiness filled her eyes. She ran home and told her father. He listened quietly, then smiled proudly. "I am proud of you," he said. "Go and learn. Do not worry about us." The town was bigger than Sarah's village. There were buses, shops, and many people. At the English course, students came from different places. At first, Sarah felt shy. Her English was not perfect, but she remembered her teacher's words. "Speak without fear." The teacher at the course spoke only English. This was difficult for Sarah, but it helped her improve quickly. She listened carefully and practiced speaking with other students. Slowly, her confidence grew. After completing the course, Sarah got an opportunity to work as a helper at a small office in town. The job was simple, but it required basic English. On her first day, Sarah felt nervous, but she tried her best. Her manager noticed her effort and kindness. Weeks passed, and Sarah became better at her work. Her English improved every day. She started earning money. With her first salary, she bought books for her brother and clothes for her father. When she returned to the village, people looked at her with respect. Sarah's life was changing, but she remained humble. She continued to study and improve herself. She knew her journey was just beginning. Sarah learned that courage and hard work can open new doors. Even in a small village, a big dream can grow. By taking one step at a time, she moved closer to the life she had always imagined.